seconds in a minute. 24 hours in a day. 365 days a year, and I don't care what you say. Said if you don't have time to love me, I'm gonna make you pay. 'Cause there's no time like the present, and there ain't no time like now. Don't worry about what time it is, 'cause there's no time in this town. Well, a man can find his trouble 100 ways or more. A woman finds her trouble just waiting at her back door. She says, I can't love you tomorrow, I ain't love you today. There's no time like the present, and there ain't no time like now. But don't worry about what time it is, 'cause there's no time in this town.
So, can reconcile things or what?
I want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
It's about time, Becky.
Come on, I'm only 5 minutes late.
5 minutes too late, thank you.
Hey, Dee, how you doing?
Guys play any cards while we were away?
That's around a little.
Well, there's no time in this town.
How many you want, Fraser?
None, thank you.
None? How many?
None.
Give me 3. It's all about signs.
2. What do you mean signs?
Women give you signs to let you know that they're the right woman for you.
She hit you with her car. You call that a sign?
You know, when the French fall in love, they say that they've been hit by a coup de foudre.
What?
It's a bolt of lightning. Love is a very disorienting emotion. As a matter of fact, they've done experiments that demonstrate that hamsters, when they're mating, secrete a hormone that makes them behave irresponsibly.
You know how my father knew that my mother was the right woman for him?
3.
Cheesecake.
Look, I hate to interrupt, but are we playing cards here or are we talking about cheesecake?
All right, I'm in.
Thank you.
He was at his brother Angelo's wedding in Gary, and everybody was having a great time. They were drinking wine, making toast, and eating, and all of a sudden, he looks across the room, and he sees this woman sitting there all by herself eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork. I mean, come on. How often do you see a person eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork? They either eat it with their fingers or just a fork.
Is that why he married her? Because she was eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork?
No, Gardino, it was a sign. That's how he knew that she was the right woman for him. She was a lady.
You gonna call her what?
I don't know.
Come on, Louis, it's only
I
matchsticks.
don't know. Look, I can't see why we don't play for real money. I mean, we're cops. What are we gonna do? Arrest ourselves?
No, but he will.
I'm sorry, I would feel honor-bound.
Great. I think there's 2 million women on this planet you could be happy with. I mean, you meet one, you gotta ask yourself, this is number 1, number 2 million, or number 617. It's a crapshoot, you know. You could settle for number 617 and tomorrow meet number 11. I raise.
Okay. Then Phyllis was number 2,000,001. She drove me crazy. She had a voice like a parakeet, never shut up. And then there was Vanessa. She was number 2,000,002. She came from a family of meatpackers. You know, you visit your in-laws on a Sunday and you come home smelling like a pork roast.
You gonna raise, Fraser?
Well, I'm just wondering if I should. Perhaps you can refresh my memory. Does a straight beat when they're all the same kind?
Not even in Canada.
I got trips. You know, the only sign I ever got was from Janice. And that took 5 years.
What was it?
It was from her lawyer. Came in the mail.
So there we were, parked in the Riviera. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and she asked me where do I think this relationship is going.
Look, call or fold.
I mean, come on, what kind of question is that to ask somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Perhaps she was just being prudent.
Are you in?
Fraser, nobody who's prudent has any business being in love. I'm telling you, man, it was a beautiful summer night and there was a soft breeze coming in off the lake. This is no time to sit and talk about the future.
The future is it's going to be noon before we finish this game.
See, talk is bad. You talk, and before you know it, it's all over. You're married.
Right, and then what? What about love? What about that moment when you know that this is the woman you want to spend every waking hour with for the rest of your life?
Okay, my turn. I call. Look at this. I'm playing poker with myself.
I'm telling you, you got to have that moment in your life when you know that you will never, ever be the same again.
When it happens, how do you know?
You just know. You just know. And that's what happened to me on Saturday night. I got the sign.
Now all you gotta do is find her.
Hey, I'll find her. I'll find her.
I got a flush.
Well, I'm sorry, Louis, but it would appear that I have a royal house.
A what? It's a full house, Fraser.
Oh, so it is. I'm terribly sorry.
Look at this. A Mountie sandbagging. Who ever heard of a Mountie sandbagging?
You only meet the woman of your dreams once in a lifetime. I'll find her. You watch.
Meanwhile, you want a deal?
Huh?
Deal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was a woman once, Ray. We were, I don't know what we were. In the end, I tracked her up above the 62nd parallel into a place called Fortitude Pass. A storm had been blowing for days. The whole world was white. By the time I found her, I'd lost everything. My packs, my supplies, everything. And she was huddled in the lee side of a mountain crag. She was almost frozen, very near death. So I staked a lean-to and draped my coat across it, drew her inside, and I covered her body with mine, and I just held her while the storm closed around us like a blanket, until all I could hear was the sound of her heartbeat, weakening. I forced her to speak to me. Just talk to me. Say anything to keep the cold from taking her. And it snowed for a day, and a night, and a day. I was delirious. I almost gave up. The only thing I had to hold on to was the sound of her voice, which never wavered. She recited a poem. You know the funny thing? I must have heard that poem 1,000 times that night. But I never heard the words. It ended badly. She had a darkness inside her. And the most beautiful voice. Most beautiful voice you ever heard.